I'm Nicole Laskowski, Senior News Director at TechTarget, and today I'm talking with Tim McCarthy, our cloud storage reporter. He's reporting live from Dell Technologies World 2022, and today we're going to be talking about some disaster recovery related products. For more information on this topic, click the link above or in the description below. Tim, I read your story on the disaster recovery products, and I'm wondering, could you give us an overview of what was announced?
Sure. Essentially, at Dell World this year, the announcement kind of boiled down to major new product announcement and relatively minor, but still pretty useful disaster recovery products for those who need them. The announcement this week was the addition of the Apex Cyber Recovery Service. Essentially, this is an addition of a all-in-one as-a-service solution to cyber and disaster recovery, overseen and provided by Dell, which basically completes their Apex portfolio. They've already offered storage, some other detection services, as well as compute. Really gets into the nitty-gritty of sort of ransomware and disaster recovery. The two other items that they have on offer is the Dell Protect Cyber Recovery for Microsoft Azure, which is a pretty long way of saying Power Protect Cyber Recovery Service is now available on Microsoft Azure if you use your storage there, as well as the CyberSense for Power Protect Cyber Recovery for AWS. Basically, it offers the CyberSense like cyber analytics for attacks, information about potential compromises, things of that nature.
What's your take on why Dell has placed such prominence on disaster recovery?
Sure. At the show so far, disaster recovery and cyber recovery in particular, presentations, discussions have been very popular, basically room only. And cyber essentially is sort of on the forefront of a lot of IT supervisors, users, that kind of mind, just to make sure that, if they do get attacked, it's not even an if anymore, it's a when. It's they protect themselves and what do they need to protect themselves from. A lot of them seem to be seeing value in the potential of having somebody else actually offload that problem for them. That way they can focus on sort of the day operations. Apex, their service portfolio, never really had like this sort of all-encompassing like cyber protection before. So this item is kind of basically sort of the missing piece that they're slot in right here. It's probably for this that it's coming in just about a year after the launch of Apex.
One of the other pieces of news that was announced at the show was it's a new partnership between Dell and Snowflake, a cloud data warehousing vendor. Could you give us a sense for that news?
Sure, that actually did be one of the more popular items announced at the keynote, right? And Snowflake is essentially one of the like big unicorn companies in terms of like the public cloud. And that piece of them being public cloud is important. That is all they did their warehousing services for. Google Cloud Platform, Microsoft Azure, AWS, worked with the object storage. This partnership with Dell marks the first time they've worked with sort of an on-premise kind of hardware, which is interesting. We're going to be able to bring those capabilities to users who want to use it on-premise, say, they have data they don't want to put there into the public clouds or what have you. It will be interesting to see sort of what other connections or partnerships they made. They weren't willing to speak on that immediately right there, but other technology is based upon the Amazon protocol right there. So I have a feeling we're going to be hearing more about that in the near future.